Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, man? It's your boy again, Aaron Mars, right? The umpire upholding the integrity in the workplace, upholding the integrity in the world. Let me tell you something, man. Today, I got a very important message I need to release and get released to you because there's some things in your organization that you need to get fixed. And because I got the curriculum, I got the solution, right? I need to let you know exactly what those things are. So let me tell you something. Today I'm going to let you know there's 5 key indicators, right, that says that you have a very incredibly toxic organizational culture. 5 indicators that say you have an incredibly toxic organizational culture. And let me tell you something. Organizational culture is simple, right? It's simply living out your core values, the organizational core values, just living them out, just being able to understand first and foremost what those core values are, right? And then taking them and putting them into, right, the task that you're doing as an employee, putting them into the systems that you're doing as an employee. Like if one of your core values is safety or doing or producing what you're producing, safe for your employees, safe for the environment, right, and things like that, and people are getting killed, and the environment is being compromised because of safety issues, you're not living out your core values. That's simple, right? That's simple. Listen. And what do I mean by toxic, right? A toxic organizational culture. Toxicity exists, right? When you have something that is absolutely contrary or does not allow for your workforce, your gold standard, the brand, the gold standard of your brand, of your organization, your employees, your humans, your people, it does not allow them to adequately, effectively, and efficiently execute on those core values. Let me tell you something, man. That is a toxic work environment, right? And so we're going to get right into it. But before I do, right, I want to tell you why I'm so passionate about this and why I'm so concerned about the crisis that's happening in the workplace, right? Number one, that there is a crisis, and the crisis absolutely is the fact that you have all of your good talent, the people that you have relied on over the years now are getting to retirement age, right? Those baby boomers, the ones that you know that religiously wake up, come to your organization, and they come and they execute the job, right, to the best of their skill set. Now, they may not be in the best mood, they may not be in the best mindset, right? But because they've done it year after year after year after decade after decade after decade, you trust them, right? Now, the workforce is getting younger and younger, right? You got different generations that are coming in the workforce, and because they're different and the demographics are different and we have a level of exposure that's a little different, people are not as apt to stay in a particular job unless they're connected or unless the values of that organization connects with them emotionally and intellectually. Let me tell you something. That is the key these days to how you are going to build a positive organizational culture, right? Not a toxic one, right? I didn't say effective because that's in the middle, right? We want a positive organizational culture where at the bottom line, you'll be able to see exactly the benefits of having something like that. Now, and the next thing is that I witnessed my father, right, who is deceased now. He worked for an organization for decades, and when he got sick at the end, instead of the organization valuing him as their gold standard of their brand, allowing him to leave the organization, right, in a dignified manner, right? They saw that he was going through health conditions, and he was trying to continue to provide them with what it was that he'd always provided them with, which is his consistency of work. And there was times where he just couldn't physically do what he had always done, and as a result of that, right, They tried to find a way to dismiss my father, right? After all those decades, after all that time, after all that value that he added to the organization, they tried to find a way to dismiss him, right, in a non-dignified manner. And you know what? That just rubbed me the wrong way. And so I told my dad, I said, Dad, we got to get this fixed. We got to get this fixed. We got to get this fixed. And so this is my mission. This is my journey. And this is my purpose, to come into the world and to fix these things within organizations, because not only do the organizations need it, but the people that work for the organizations need it the most. Let me tell you something. So, indicator number one, that you have an incredibly toxic organizational culture, right? Indicator number one, right? You have a under-optimized productivity, right? Under-optimized productivity and under-optimized efficiency, right, in your employees. Let me tell you something. When employees cannot connect to your core values, right, it's hard for them to connect to their own core values, right? Because intellectually and emotionally, they spend all of their time, the majority, probably 90% of their time, at your organization, working for your organization, right? All right, if there's anything like the jobs that I've had in the past, right, that organization, once you dialed in to their work, right, as often and as you possibly can, right? Not just while you're at work, but when you come home, you're answering emails, you're sending text messages, you're answering phone calls, right? When you're with your family, you're at the park trying to play with your kids, you're doing stuff in the yard, you're still answering emails and phone calls and doing things that connected to that organization hours after you've left work. And so because of that, when you have a productivity and efficiency, right, that is not being optimized, that is under optimized, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're paying and you are expecting a certain amount of productivity and efficiency out of your employees. Like, whatever your measuring tool is for your productivity and efficiency, that you should be operating at this level. And when you have a toxic organizational culture, man, you could be operating as much as 40% below what it is that you're supposed to be operating against, right? And so that's indicator number one. Look for it. Indicator number two, right? Incidents, right? Safety incidents that either caused a fatality, caused a short-term disability, caused a long-term disability, either cause some type of damage to the environment or to the community that's catastrophic, or have the potential to do those things, right? Have the potential to cause fatality, to cause disability, to cause catastrophic damage to the environment or the community, right? If you have these things going on, listen to me. Employees are responsible, right, for carrying out those things that you have set, right, for your organization as your core values, the things that you want to achieve in the marketplace, the things that you want to achieve while you're producing your phenomenal product or your service, right? The things that you want to try to go out and achieve on a day-to-day basis. How you build your business is with your core values. And when you're having incidents, you're having a rash of incidents or a consistency of incidents, come on. Sometimes one or two is too much, because a lot of times you found a way to eliminate the employee who you thought was the problem. You found a way to take and restructure a policy to try to make it more safe for everybody to do what it is they're supposed to be doing, right? But you come to find out that you're still having these situations, and no one in your organization is looking at the system as the driver behind what it is that's happening. No one in your organization is considering the fact that there may be some type of division amongst the employees. There may be employees that have become stale because they don't have opportunities that they were promised they were going to have when they came in. There may be employees that may be working at your organization that have not been properly trained, and you're leaning on veteran employees to still do their job 2-3 times over, plus train somebody new that may not be motivated, they may not have your core values stuck in their mainframe, and because of that, it is causing for an incredibly toxic organizational culture. Indicator number three, low employee morale. Listen, employees have to be motivated. They have to have discipline, and they have to be enthusiastic about what it is that they do. If they are not coming to work like that, like I said, the demographics are changing a lot right now. You have been relying on the generation of the baby boomers to carry the brunt of the organization and how things have been going. But guess what? There's a change in the guard, and people have more access to information. People have more ability to be able to switch directions and pivot in their life. And guess what? Because of that, people are leaving jobs, good talent, good people that you could possibly capitalize on in your organization because you're not bringing them in the door and motivating them and causing them to have discipline and the enthusiasm that it takes. And because of that, and the reason behind that, or an indicator of that, is an incredibly toxic work culture, right? Incredibly toxic work culture. Indicator number four, right? Indicator number four. If you are an organization that delivers a product or a service to a customer, everybody should raise their hand, because that is just about every business in the United States of America. And your customers are not satisfied with the quality of what you're putting out. Like, it is absolutely poor. Like what you're delivering in the marketplace as a product or a service is poor. You're getting kicked out of facilities. Your customers are not coming back to your establishment. People are not pleased with your product or service. They're giving you reviews that you know for a fact are detrimental to you, because you have an incredibly toxic organizational culture. Yes, you do. And listen to me very carefully. You gotta find a way. Because let me tell you something. This is unacceptable in the marketplace. You're not in business, right, to be putting out a poor quality product, right, in the marketplace. And so that is indicator number 4, right? Indicator number 5. You have a tarnished brand in the marketplace. Come on. Like, as I said in the beginning of this video, and I'm always going to stay on this, right? The gold standard of your brand is your humans, your workforce, the people that are actually taking your core values and living them day to day, right? In the midst of the operation, in the midst of the productivity, in the midst of producing a good quality product or service, right? And because they are working in an incredibly toxic organizational culture, right? In that work environment, with that culture that you have, right? They are not able to carry those things out, which is absolutely tarnishing the brand of your organization, right? The brand of when people hear the name of your organization, there's a few things that could come to mind. It could either be, oh, this brand is first class, or I'm not messing with them, or somewhere in the middle, average, right? And you know, a lot of times organizations might say, hey, I'm okay with the middle of the road average, right? I'm okay. And guess what? That type of organization is not the organization that I necessarily want to work with. I only want to work with the organization that knows that their brand should be first class. They should be at the top. They should be within the first top 10, top 5, top 50, whatever the top is, they should be at the top. Those are the organizations that I feel like I resonate with, because as an employee, as somebody that worked for an organization, I was that employee that felt like that if I was going to be doing a task, if I was going to be doing a job for this particular organization, I am now the face of what that organization represents. If I go out, if I produce something, if I do something and put my name on it, if I put my hands to it, it must reflect exactly what that organization says that they want to do in the marketplace. If they want to be the leader, the work that I do must present leadership. It must present the top. It must present first class, and it must present A+. Let me tell you something. You cannot, if you are that organization and you know you should be operating, your brand should be operating or should not have a tarnished name behind it. It should not have fatalities attached to it. It should not have damage to the environment attached to your brand. It should not have poor food and poor customer service and the worst test scores in the district or the worst test scores in the county. You should absolutely check and see with me that your organizational culture must be incredibly toxic. And because of those 5 indicators, let me tell you something, there's something that you need to fix. If any of those things resonated with you, there's something that you must fix. You must get it fixed. And let me tell you something, if you're watching this particular video today, and let me take off my shades, it's sunny out here today, but it's okay. I want you to see my eyes. If you're watching this video today, if you're the one that sees this, if you're the one that is privy to this information, it is absolutely because you are the one that's supposed to present this to whoever it needs to present it to, because you got to get this fixed. And guess what? If nobody else hears this but you, then it is on you to take the responsibility to get this, to be the front runner in your organization, to go to who it needs to who you need to go to and talk to them about what type of things or getting with Legacy Economics Group. One more time, Legacy Economics Group, because Legacy Economics Group has the curriculum, has the solution to take those 5 indicators that you have as an incredibly toxic organizational culture and turn your organizational culture into a positive organizational culture. Listen, in the next video that you're going to see, right? In the next video that you're going to see, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why those indicators exist. 3 reasons why those indicators exist. And let me tell you something. When we get together and we start taking a look at everything and why everything is happening and how we're going to go about fixing it, let me tell you something. There's going to be some things that's going to change, and your organization, I'm here to help your organization increase the productivity and efficiency and the name of your brand in a way that you've never had it increase before, and I can guarantee that. Let me tell you something. Again, my name is Aaron Mars, right? I'm with Legacy Economics Group, right? I'm the umpire. I'm the one that's upholding the integrity of the organization, of the workplace, of the world. Let me tell you something. And the umpire right here is going to come and make sure that anything that's out of line, anything that needs to be called out, or anything that's safe, we're gonna make sure we identify that, and we're gonna change up those things that we throw out, and we're gonna revamp those things that I say safe. Let me tell you something. Aaron Mars, Legacy Economics Group, over and out. Let's go.